Alright, so who remembers these Transformers? These are called the Better yet, if you remember interactive video, put the names in the comment section. I'm gonna give you 10 seconds.
I am Optimus Prime, and you got this. Well, maybe, but I still believe. Sen said type in the comments, but don't exit the video. He forgot to say that. Ha ha.
Well, these are the Constructicons and the names are above, so see if you got any of these correct. But let's get into the Constructicons. They take on the form of construction-based vehicles, and for the Decepticons, they are the engineers, the designers, and also the builders. And for a lot of us who grew up watching the G1 cartoon TV show, we really know the Constructicons for being able to combine into Devastator. Now, Devastator is basically what happens when all of the Constructicons merge together or combine together. But separately, they are their own individuals, so let's get into each of the Constructicons. This is Scrapper. He is the leader, a masterful designer, and he takes on the form of a front-end loader. This is Bone Crusher, and he loves destruction. He first started off as a bulldozer in terms of his form, but later on, it was a front-end loader. Now this is Scavenger, and he does exactly what his name implies. He scavenges for raw and just rare materials itself. Something to note about Scavenger is he is a person who's always trying to please the group. He wants to prove himself to be as useful as possible, but unknowingly he is highly useful, but he still tries to prove himself all of the time. He takes on the form of a power shovel. Now this is Mixmaster. He's a pretty cool character in terms of his personality. He basically gathers up everything that everyone brings to him and combines it and mixes it up. But you can kind of compare him to something akin to like a warlock who puts all of their items into this big boiling bubble of just everything, and then he watches it as it combines together in glee and just feeling that sense of like dopamine rush from it. He takes on the form of a cement mixer. Now this is Hook, and he's a pretty cool character in terms of his personality because he looks at the rest of the Decepticons as like peasants almost, like, right? And it's cool because all of the Constructicons take on different personalities that eventually combine together. But again, this is Hook, and he takes on the form of a, as you can see right here, a crane. And this is Long Haul, who is in it for the long haul, and he does a ton, and when I say a ton of the work. And why? Because he's a carrier, and he takes on the form of a dump truck, but later on a crane. And like I mentioned before, they all transform and combine together to form Devastator. And for your nostalgic memories, let's take a look at a clip.
Constructicons transform! Phase 1! Swarm! Phase 2! Prepare to meet your doom! Nothing can withstand the might of Devastator!
Now, a lot of the pictures that I've shown were a combination of both from the G1 cartoon series and also some from the comic books. Now, something to note is that the origins are kind of all over the place when it comes to the Marvel comic series and also the G1 cartoon series. But if you would like to know some kind of streamlined continuity or just both of their versions of the origins, let me know in the comment section by typing in origins of Constructicons, or you could just type in origins. And even though I mentioned Marvel Comics and the cartoon TV show, there's also the IDW comic books as well for Transformers. There's so many different brand of Transformer comic books. It is pretty amazing. And if you want to see me cover some of the Transformers comic books, type in comic books in the comment section. Now, before I end this video, I wanted to make something very clear. Now, it isn't like when they combine into Devastator, they have separate minds that are piloting this big robot. Their essence and also their combination creates this singular new being that is Devastator itself. And when we're watching Devastator in the show and even some of the dialogue in the comic books, it is basically a separate member of the team. And if you watch this video all the way to the end, you know I love to put in some bonus action at the end of the video. So who do you think would win in this kind of creative but very different battle, Lion-O from the Thundercats or the combined forces of the Constructicons that make Devastator? Let me know in the comment section and tell us why, because I might do a video on Lion-O next. Maybe. Later, everyone.